SUP, or Summary for Urban Policymakers, is basically distilling and synthesizing the urban relevant messages from all the IPCC reports which were done during the AR6 cycle. The key takeaways from the SUP for me were taking a theme such as urban areas, which may be occupying a very small part of the globe, but in terms of the impacts that they have very far away from cities and towns, as well as the opportunities and challenges that climate change has brought upon within the cities themselves. I think the two together made this exercise very challenging, because you had to look at information and find out whether it was relevant for the urban and city areas. You also had to look at only what was available in the reports published during the AR6 cycle, and not be tempted into using any additional material, however exciting and interesting that might be or relevant it might be. And also the constant challenge that all of us face when we are working on the IPCC reports is that you want to be policy relevant but not policy prescriptive. And so that is another thing that we had to make sure that we didn't fall into that trap, and having something called a line of sight, that every statement that we put into our SUP had a line of sight to a paragraph, a section, a chapter in one of the AR6 IPCC reports. And so that was also something that took a while for us to get our all of this put together. And I think finally, through the hard work of many people, and some people worked much harder than others, and finally we have something which is quite remarkable, because you have something which is taken from all the IPCC reports but is relevant for cities and urbanizing areas around the world, and making sure that there's a balance between the North and the South in terms of representation within the themes, as well as the topics, as well as the authorship, case studies. So we are increasingly going to be living in a urbanizing world in terms of not just the spread of urban areas, but also the manner in which urban areas are transforming, both for better, hopefully, and sometimes for worse. And so we need to make sure, using the information and knowledge that we have from the IPCC work, to see how we can grab the opportunities to make our the transformation of our cities and urbanizing areas sustainable and resilient, as climate change and its interaction with other drivers such as land use is posing challenges in terms of human well-being, as well as ecosystem services and our overall health of the planet.